Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are dissecting Palantir's blockbuster Q4 and full year 2025 financial results. CEO Alex Karp has declared that Palantir is an N of 1 company, and after looking at these numbers, it's hard to disagree. We'll be breaking down the 70% revenue surge, the exploding US commercial business, and the truly unprecedented rule of 40 score of 127%. This is a defining moment for the software giant as it cements its position as the critical operating system for the modern enterprise. Before we dive into the data, please take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe for more institutional grade financial deep dives. Let's get started. Palantir has just reported an extraordinary set of financial results for the fourth quarter and full year 2025, showcasing a company firing on all cylinders. Revenue for the quarter reached $1.407 billion, representing a massive 70% increase year over year. This growth is being driven by a structural shift in how both government and commercial entities are adopting artificial intelligence. The star of the show is the U.S. commercial segment, which saw revenue surge by a staggering 137%. Perhaps the most impressive metric in this entire report is the Rule of 40 score, which hit a record-breaking 127%, a level of efficiency and growth that is virtually unheard of in the software industry. Palantir also ended the year with a fortress balance sheet, boasting $7.2 billion in cash and US T-bills with zero debt. CEO Alex Karp's statement that these numbers prove Palantir is an N of 1 is supported by the fact that the company is demonstrating hypergrowth alongside elite profitability. This overview sets an extremely bullish tone for the analysis to follow as we explore the AIP platform effect and how it is accelerating enterprise adoption at record speed. Looking closer at the Q4 highlights, the breadth of Palantir's success is evident across every major geographic and business segment. U.S. revenue reached $1.076 billion, growing 93% year over year and 22% sequentially. Within that, the U.S. commercial business brought in $507 million, while the government business contributed $570 million. Profitability metrics are equally stunning. GAAP income from operations hit $575 million, representing a 41% GAAP operating margin. On an adjusted basis, income from operations reached $798 million, translating to an elite 57% adjusted operating margin. GAAP net income for the quarter was $609 million, with a 43% margin. The company also generated $791 million in adjusted free cash flow, representing a 56% margin. These highlights reveal a company that has successfully achieved efficiency at scale. Maintaining such high margins while growing total revenue at 70% is a rare feat that places Palantir in a category of its own. Every key performance indicator shows that Palantir is not just participating in the AI revolution, but is leading it by providing the high-leverage software infrastructure that organizations require to actually deploy AI at scale. The revenue growth trajectory chart illustrates the accelerating momentum behind Palantir's business. We see a consistent and steep upward climb in both total revenue and U.S. revenue over the last 5 quarters. The jump from $800 million in Q4 2024 to over $1.4 billion in Q4 2025 is a testament to the explosive adoption of Palantir's AI platform. Total revenue for the full year 2025 hit $4.475 billion, up 56% from the prior year. More importantly, U.S. revenue crossed the $1 billion quarterly threshold for the first time, reaching $1.076 billion. For the full year, U.S. revenue reached $3.32 billion, a 75% increase. This steepening curve suggests that Palantir has hit a viral growth phase within the U.S. market, as its bootcamp model for AIP is converting prospects into large-scale enterprise deals at record speed. For investors, this chart is a visualization of the AIP effect, where the value of Palantir's software is becoming so obvious to enterprise customers that the sales cycle is drastically shortening. The trajectory shows no signs of slowing down as the company enters fiscal 2026 with more momentum than at any point in its history. The U.S. commercial segment is the star performer of this report, growing by a staggering 137% year over year. Revenue for this segment reached $507 million in Q4 alone, contributing to a full year total of $1.465 billion. This growth is being driven by the explosive success of Palantir's artificial intelligence platform, or AIP. The company's unique AI Bootcamp model is a game changer, allowing prospects to see the value of the software in days rather than months. This has led to a record Q4 total contract value of $1.344 billion for the U.S. commercial segment, up 67% year over year. The remaining deal value, or backlog, for this segment has reached $4.38 billion, growing 145% year over year. Customer count is also on the rise, increasing 34% year over year. Looking ahead, management has issued an aggressive FY2026 guidance for U.S. commercial revenue of at least $3.144 billion, representing 115% growth. This guidance crushes consensus expectations and signals that Palantir expects its commercial hypergrowth to continue unabated. The AIP platform is effectively transforming Palantir from a specialized software provider into a mainstream enterprise powerhouse. While the commercial side is capturing the headlines, Palantir's U.S. government business remains a mission-critical pillar of the company. Q4 government revenue hit $570 million, up 66% year over year. For the full year 2025, government revenue reached a record $1.855 billion, a 55% increase. This performance shows that the government sector is also accelerating its adoption of AI for decision superiority. Palantir's roots in the government sector provide it with long-term, sticky revenue backed by classified and mission-critical contracts. As the U.S. and its allies focus increasingly on AI sovereignty and battlefield AI, procurement cycles for Palantir's software are accelerating. The $1.855 billion in government revenue provides a stable financial base from which Palantir's commercial growth can compound. This segment is not just a legacy business. It is a high-growth, high-margin division that remains the trusted infrastructure layer for the defense and intelligence communities. The 17% quarter-over-quarter growth shows that the government business is maintaining strong sequential momentum even as the company scales. Palantir's deal activity and commercial momentum reached new heights in Q4 2025. The company reported a record total contract value of $4.262 billion for the quarter, a 138% surge year over year. This reflects massive multi-year commitments from both enterprise and government clients. The frequency of large-scale deals is also increasing dramatically. In Q4 alone, Palantir closed 180 deals worth over $1 million, 84 deals over $5 million, and a record 61 deals over $10 million. This high-frequency, high-value deal flow is a direct result of AIP deployments at scale across the Fortune 500. The remaining deal value, or RDV, has hit $4.38 billion, up 145% year over year, providing enormous revenue visibility well into future quarters. Total customer count also grew 34% year over year. These metrics prove that Palantir's sales motion has fundamentally changed. It is now capable of landing and expanding within the world's largest organizations at a pace that few in the software industry can match. The sheer volume of multi-million-dollar deals signals that Palantir's software is no longer a discretionary spend, but a mandatory investment for any organization that wants to remain competitive in the AI era. The most striking achievement in this report is Palantir's unprecedented Rule of 40 score of 127%. For those unfamiliar, the Rule of 40 is the sum of a software company's revenue growth percentage and its operating margin percentage. A score of 40 plus is typically the benchmark for a high-performing software business. Palantir's 127% is composed of its 70% revenue growth and its 57% adjusted operating margin. Very few companies in history have ever achieved a score above 80%, let alone 120%. This score places Palantir in an entirely different category of financial performance. It proves that the company is achieving efficiency at scale. It is growing explosively while simultaneously generating extraordinary profit margins. This sustained momentum is evident in the full year 2025 results as well, where the Rule of 40 score was 106%. This level of consistent excellence year-round confirms that Palantir's business model is exceptionally high leverage. The company is effectively proving that its software platform can drive hyper-growth without the typical massive increase in operating expenses seen in other SaaS companies. A look at profitability and margin expansion reveals a massive turnaround for Palantir over the last year. Comparing Q4 2024 to Q4 2025, GAAP operating margin has jumped from a mere 1% to a robust 41%. Adjusted operating margin has expanded from 45% to 57%. GAAP net margin has seen an even more dramatic increase, rising from 10% to 43%. These results highlight world-class software profitability. The company also reported an elite adjusted EBITDA margin of 57% and a cash from operations margin of 55%, generating $777 million in the quarter alone. For the full year 2025, cash from operations hit $2.134 billion. This margin expansion is the primary driver of the record net income we are seeing. It demonstrates that Palantir is not just growing its top line, but is becoming significantly more profitable with every dollar of revenue it generates. This profitability profile provides the company with the financial firepower to reinvest in its technology while continuing to return value to shareholders. The transition from a break-even company to one of the most profitable entities in tech has been achieved with remarkable speed. Palantir's earnings per share and net income results for 2025 are truly historic. Q4 GAAP diluted EPS hit 24 cents, a massive 700% increase compared to just 3 cents in Q4 of last year. Adjusted diluted EPS was 25 cents, up 79%. For the full year 2025, GAAP EPS reached 63 cents, a 232% increase, while adjusted EPS was 75 cents. The company was GAAP profitable in every single quarter of 2025, proving the durability of its earnings power. Total GAAP net income for the quarter reached $609 million, with a record annual GAAP net income of $1.625 billion. This represents a 36% net income margin. Crucially, the company has also achieved this while significantly reducing its reliance on stock-based compensation. SBC in Q4 was $196 million, a significant reduction from $282 million in the prior year. This reduction helps to further narrow the gap between GAAP and non-GAAP results. For investors, these earnings results confirm that Palantir is a high-quality, well-managed business capable of delivering record-breaking bottom-line results for its common shareholders. The company has moved beyond its early-stage growth phase into a new era of massive and sustained profitability. The full year 2025 P&L summary provides the ultimate perspective on Palantir's current era. Every key metric has seen explosive growth compared to 2024. Revenue jumped 56% to $4.475 billion. Gross profit rose 60% to $3.686 billion. Operating income saw the most dramatic shifts. GAAP operating income surged by a staggering 355% to $1.414 billion, while adjusted operating income grew 100% to reach $2.254 billion. GAAP net income followed suit, growing 252% to reach $1.625 billion. The company also reported an adjusted EBITDA of $2.280 billion, representing a 51% margin. This chart illustrates a company that has moved beyond its traditional market boundaries to become a foundational pillar of the global AI economy. The sheer scale of the dollar value increases, adding billions in revenue and over $1 billion in net income in a single year, is unprecedented for a software company at this scale. It reflects a world that is retooling its entire digital operating model around Palantir's software. This comparison confirms that Palantir's growth is not just a one-time event, but the beginning of a multi-year expansion as AI becomes the central driver of enterprise efficiency. Palantir's financial foundation is built on an incredible war chest of $7.2 billion in cash, cash equivalents, and US T-bills. Most impressively, the company has absolutely zero debt and zero leverage. This fortress-like balance sheet provides Palantir with maximum strategic flexibility. Total assets have grown 40% to reach $8.9 billion since December 2024. Marketable securities have surged 84% to $5.753 billion, while accounts receivable grew 81% to over $1 billion, reflecting the rapid growth in billings. Total equity has also expanded by 47% to reach $7.488 billion. Total liabilities remain manageable at $1.412 billion, with no long-term debt to weigh down the P&L. This balance sheet strength is a key competitive advantage, as it allows Palantir to navigate any macro uncertainty while continuing to invest aggressively in its technological leadership. The company's negative net cash burn model, combined with its software leverage, ensures that it can continue to fund its own growth without the need for external capital. For investors, this provides significant downside protection and ensures that Palantir remains in total control of its own destiny as it scales toward a $7 billion revenue target. Palantir's operational excellence is perhaps best reflected in its cash flow generation and the narrowing gap between GAAP and non-GAAP metrics. Q4 operating cash flow reached $777 million, a 55% margin. Adjusted free cash flow for the quarter hit $791 million, a 56% margin. For the full year 2025, operating cash flow reached $2.134 billion, up 85% year over year, while adjusted free cash flow reached $2.270 billion, a 51% margin. What is truly unique about Palantir's financial profile is its asset-light model. Full-year capital expenditure was a mere $33.9 million, as the company requires minimal physical infrastructure to scale its software. This results in exceptional free cash flow conversion. The GAAP to non-GAAP reconciliation also shows a healthy trend. While there are still adjustments for stock-based compensation and payroll taxes, the $196 million in Q4 SBC was significantly lower than the previous year. This transparency reveals a company that is not just generating accounting profits, but is producing massive real-world cash flow. Nearly every dollar of Palantir's adjusted income from operations is being converted directly into free cash flow, which is the ultimate hallmark of a high-quality software business. This cash flow engine is the primary driver of Palantir's multi-billion-dollar cash balance and its ability to fund future innovation. Looking ahead to fiscal 2026, management has issued guidance that can only be described as crushing consensus. For the full year, Palantir is targeting revenue between $7.1182 and $7.198 billion, which implies a massive 61% year-over-year growth rate. This is exceptionally rare for a company already at Palantir's scale. The star of the guidance is U.S. commercial revenue, which is projected to grow by at least 115% to reach $3.144 billion. Adjusted income from operations is expected to hit over $4.1 billion, with adjusted free cash flow projected between $3.9 and $4.1 billion. This implies a sustained 55% free cash flow margin. Perhaps most importantly, management has committed to GAAP operating income and net income in every single quarter of FY2026, ensuring that full GAAP profitability is sustained. This guidance signals that the AIP platform adoption and bootcamp model are driving an unprecedented acceleration in enterprise demand. For investors, this is a clear sign of high visibility into the demand pipeline. Palantir isn't just predicting growth. It is preparing for a year of massive and sustained expansion as it cements its role as the indispensable infrastructure for the AI economy. In summary, Palantir's 2025 results reveal 6 key takeaways that define the company's current momentum. First, the Rule of 40 score of 127% is truly unprecedented and backs up the N of 1 claim. Second, the U.S. commercial segment is exploding, with 137% growth and 115% growth guided for next year. Third, deal activity is at record levels, with 61 deals worth over $10 million closed in Q4 alone. Fourth, the company is now GAAP fully profitable, with $1.625 billion in annual net income. Fifth, revenue guidance for 2026 is at least $7.2 billion, crushing expectations. And finally, the company boasts a massive $7.2 billion war chest with zero debt. The momentum clearly favors the bulls, as Palantir positions itself as the critical operating system for the AI era. What is your verdict on Palantir after these historic results? Does the $7.2 billion revenue target for next year change your long-term outlook? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth financial deep dives. We'll be here to track every step of this journey. That wraps up our analysis of Palantir's historic Q4 and full year results. The company is clearly in a league of its own, transforming the software industry with its unique AIP platform and bootcamp model. Whether you're looking at the record-breaking Rule of 40, the exploding commercial business, or the massive $7.2 billion war chest, the story is one of unprecedented success. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this institutional-grade breakdown helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you never miss an earnings deep dive. We'll see you in the next video. Happy investing.